I've been looking into IELTS speaking test materials recently, and there's so much to break down, right? From
Yeah,
topics and test formats to sample answers, and even detailed tips on fluency and vocabulary.
absolutely. It's almost overwhelming, but in a good way. What struck you as particularly useful?
Well, the resource covers like every aspect. You have the greeting part, followed by part one questions, which are sort of small talk, then part two, where you deliver a 2 minute monologue, and finally part three, which really dives deep into opinions and abstract
Right.
ideas.
That sounds comprehensive. But do they give any pointers for like structuring those 2 minute answers?
Yeah, they suggest two strategies. Um, One of which is like breaking your answer into a clear introduction, main points, and a neat wrap up. It's like, I'm going to talk about this subject. These are the main details. And overall, here's my takeaway.
Mm-hmm. And what about handling part one questions? I imagine answers have to be just the right length, not too short, not too long.
Exactly. They recommend answers to be around 3 to 4 sentences, keeping it natural. You'll want to provide clear reasons and examples. For instance, if asked about your hometown, you can mention its friendly vibe and even note its shortcomings like a lack of amenities.
Yes, I guess that also helps showcase your vocabulary and coherence, right?
Definitely. They really emphasize lexical resource. You need direction, not just using common words, but making sure you express your meaning clearly with varied language. It's like painting a picture with words.
Absolutely. What about part three, really? Those questions tend to be more abstract. Did they lay out any strategies there?
Yes, they did. For part three, prepare to give your opinions, make comparisons, and even predict future trends. The idea is to not just answer quickly, but to develop your answer over 5 to 8 sentences. It's about showing that you can discuss topics in depth.
Right. And I noticed there are lots of sample topics too, like advertising, art, technology, even travel. That must help in building confidence.
Exactly. And they even include common IELTS tips like not worrying too much if you make a small mistake. The examiners expect some errors, so just keep going without pausing too long when you stutter a bit.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good point. Comfort and natural speech are key. So, do you think this resource might also help with pronunciation and stress in sentences?
For sure, they give advice on intonation, tone, and even using cohesive transitions. It reminds you to make natural eye contact during a real test, which kind of simulates everyday conversation with a friend.
Yeah, it sounds almost like a mini training camp, covering grammar, vocabulary, organization, and even practical tips like how to prepare during that 1 minute planning time.
Exactly, and they really stress the importance of planning your answer with bullet points. That way, when you speak, you're not scrambling for ideas.
Right on. I also appreciate the emphasis on practicing with real sample questions. It's one thing to read about it, but practicing under timed conditions is another realm entirely.
Totally. And sometimes, hearing native speakers through videos can really boost your pronunciation and overall confidence. The resource even suggests using tools like Google Speech to text for self assessment.
Absolutely. Wow, that's pretty thorough. I think anyone preparing for IELTS could benefit from diving into these materials. It's like a full toolkit to tackle every part of the test, right?
Exactly. It's like having a cheat sheet that covers everything from your first hello to your final, well structured answer in part three. It builds both skill and confidence.
Indeed. Well, thanks for breaking it down. I feel much more equipped to tackle these topics now.
Anytime. Just remember to keep practicing, speak naturally, and let your personality shine through those responses.
Yes.